Hello everyone, I am TrainerAnade. I am back with you for the start of the last block of the marathon, Stardew block. Are y'all ready? I hope you are. We are going to be starting it off with Sam Marriage, being run by Mel 1997. But then also after that one's done, we're going to get the 4-player glitchless community center run. And I want to make sure you know we do have a new bid war open for the end of that 4-player community center run where you, with your donations, can decide, will the players yeet Morris or will they spare Morris? So you can donate, donate in chat, and you can decide what's going to happen to Morris at the end of that game. But before that, we have Sam Marriage by Mel. It's going to be a blast, but cozy at the same time. Go ahead, Mel. When you're ready, take it away.
Yeah, hi everybody. My name is Mel. My username is Mel1997, but you can just call me Mel. I love Stardew Valley, been playing for a couple years now, and I recently just started speedrunning it back in August, and I'm a big fan of the marriage percent category. Within that category, you have basically all of the marriage candidates as options for you. And in this particular run, we're going to be doing Sam Marriage Percent, which is a fun run. We're going to be getting a lot of pizzas because that's Sam's favorite gift. Um, and yeah, I have my character all ready to go here, and I'll kind of explain some of my selections here a little bit. For Stardew speedruns, in the new 1.5 update, you do have the ability to enter a seed if you would like. We do have seeded speedrun options available, but for this one, it's just going to be a random seed. And you do have a couple options here. You can kind of remix some of the mining rewards that you would get on specific floors. We're not going to be mining. We're not going to be going to the community center for this run, so most of these are kind of irrelevant. And we're not playing multiplayer, so we don't need any of these. And then we always just want to show this seed so that we can show that it's blank and truly a random seed. And then we also have the various farm options. For this one, we're going to be doing the forest farm. As on the forest farm, there is a section all the way to the left of your farm where a lot of the seasonal foraging items can spawn, and those will be a good source of early money for us. So that's why we're going to go with that type. And then I believe we also had a bidding war for the cat versus dog, and last I heard the dog was winning. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
So, yeah, so Dog won with 121 Canadian dollars to 55 Canadian dollars for Cat. So we
Awesome.
will have a dog.
Perfect. Awesome. We do have a couple little sprite options here. Normally for speedruns, we would go with the cat and then we would say no to the cat, which always feels
Aww.
tragic. But, sometimes you have to make sacrifices for speed. Because even in the cutscene that when Marnie comes up to your house and asks you if you want the cat or the dog, there'll be the sound of either the cat meowing or the dog barking, and the cat meow is faster. So that's why we usually always leave it to the cat. But obviously, this is a special day for raising money and everything, and I'm happy to select the dog. I'm going to go with the little shepherdy guy because it looks a lot like my dog Leela in real life. Um, so, yeah, otherwise, I think we're ready to start if you guys are ready.
Yep, go ahead,
Okay,
count it in.
perfect. The time will start when I hit OK. So I will get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So then right away we will be moving our bed over right to the exit of our house here. And then we're going to pick up these parsnip seeds that were left to us by the town's mayor, Mayor Lewis. And then we're going to plant these in the ground right away because that'll be a nice early source of money. But every farm will start off with a lot of this debris that spawns. So we're just kind of clearing that and making room for our parsnip seeds here. Classic way to start any Stardew farm. So you just gotta till the ground and see if I can count correctly for how many spots we need. And then I'm gonna get these watered. And I'm actually just gonna pop into our settings so we can hear some of the lovely music of this game.
Now
It's
it's
one of my
extra cozy.
yeah, That's one of my favorite parts of this game is the music. And now we're gonna do what everyone wishes they could do. We're gonna sleep for a month. So what we're gonna do, you'll see today, you hear the little sound of the raindrops, and it's also dark outside the window. So we had one rain day already. Our parsnips need a total of 4 days of watering in order to fully mature into parsnips. So we're just going to keep an eye on how many rain days we get throughout the rest of this month. We did water them when we planted, so that's 1 day. Plus we got that additional rain day, which, fun fact, if you didn't know, it always rains on the 3rd of spring. Always, always. So you get some nice little guaranteed rain days there. So we just basically need 2 more rain days, which here's our 3rd rain day right now. We love that. So we'll have a couple chunks of sleeping here in this run, so that would be a good time to go over, donations and stuff like that. So feel free to interject at any
Sure.
time.
Of course. Well, let me remind everyone why we're here. I mean, of course, we're watching Cozy Runs, but even more than that, we're raising money for Little Warriors. Little Warriors is a national charitable organization focused on the awareness, prevention, and treatment of child sexual abuse. We also advocate on behalf of and with child sexual abuse survivors. For more information, visit littlewarriors.ca. You can also type !info or !charity in chat and type !donate to get that link to the Tiltify page where, you can donate and put money in for incentives. Well, no more incentives. We're nearly at the end, but we do still have a bid war open. And you can also get prizes. If you donate at least once at any time during this marathon, you can be entered to win cozy prizes. They're more video games, but don't we all like video games? Isn't that why we're here?
We love cozy prizes.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, we are coming up on the end of our month of sleeping here, and we did get a couple more rain days in between there, so our parsnips will be ready for us. And we are going to go out on the 27th to explain a little bit of how kind of the foraging system works. Oh, and here's our opportunity for the dog as well. Very exciting moment. So Marnie's got this little stray dog for us who's going woof woof.
Aww, pupper.
Pupper. Yes, we will
Gossip.
adopt
Pupper
the
is
dog.
cute.
And her name is Leela, after my own
Yay.
dog. Leela, be a good pooch now. We love Leela. Alright, so our parsnips are ready. What I'm also going to do right here is I'm going to chop a couple trees so that we can make a chest to kind of keep our inventory a little bit organized. Because we love... That's one thing about Stardew Valley, it's a lot of inventory management early game. And we do not have the luxury of buying the backpack upgrade in this run at least. So the chest is very helpful to have. And if anyone's wondering how I can do all these animations a little bit quicker than normally, I'm using a technique called animation canceling. It was basically something that was built into the game by the developer and was kind of left in. So basically if you hit, I think it's, I don't remember the keys offhand, I think it's Control-Shift-R. It basically cancels your animation. We are able to rebind those keys to basically all 3 of those keys be rebound to one key. So I have that rebound to my spacebar. So every time I use my tools, I will hit the spacebar right after that. And then I'll be able to cancel my animations and do things just a little bit faster. So it's definitely helpful. And I'm getting stuck behind the farm here. I'm just going to go for that horseradish that's up in the corner here. And then I'm also going to grab from our journal, there's a free 100 gold that we get for harvesting a parsnip. And then I'm going to toss these all in the shipping bin. And then we're going to go back to sleep for a couple more weeks. Our first kind of target for sleeping now is for Sam's birthday, which is on summer 17th. We like to start on the birthdays because on someone's birthday you get a 8 times bonus for whatever gift you're giving them. So if you give a loved gift is normally worth 80 friendship points. Um, so multiplying by 8, you would get a huge multiplier. You need about 250 friendship points per heart of friendship, and we are going for all 10 hearts to be able to marry them. So need to get a lot of gifting in. So all the bonuses we can take advantage of, we like to do.
Makes sense.
Yes. So yeah, sometimes you get some, like that message that popped up just now. I'm not really sure why that message pops up sometimes because there's really no crops or anything on my farm. But sometimes I think weeds collide into other weeds and then just decides to give you that pop up. But
Oh no.
sometimes when you're sleeping through when you have crops out there, you're worried like, oh my gosh, should I lose one of my crops? And now I'm gonna be all, offset, but we'll be okay. Nothing too valuable out there. Pretty much for the rest of this run now, at least, since we can just buy the gifts from Gus. So we're going to be going to the saloon on Sam's birthday to be able to buy some pizzas. Because who doesn't love a pizza? That would be my loved gift too if I were a character in Stardew Valley.
Right? I know. You mentioned that at the beginning of the run. I was like, ooh, pizza.
Pizza. Love pizza. All right. We're going to hope that it's not a rain day on Sam's birthday because that does affect, and we're good. Okay, perfect. If it's raining on his birthday, he doesn't come out for way longer than he would normally. So you would just have a lot more kind of waiting around to do. And we do still have a little bit of waiting around now. Let me position myself better to chop this tree here. There we go. Sam normally doesn't come out of his room until I think 11 or 11:30-ish. And we need to head to the saloon first anyway to be able to buy a pizza from him. And he doesn't open until noon, so we still have a little bit of time to kill. So we're just going to be chopping trees. Most of our free time in this run, where we're kind of waiting around, will either be spent later on down the line in winter when we're going to be using a technique called winter forage farming for some money making, which I will explain once we get there and you can see it in action. But otherwise we'll be chopping trees because we need a grand total of 750 pieces of wood for this farm, or for this run. Mainly what we need the wood for is the house upgrade, because no one wants to marry us if we just have a little, single bed in our house. So we need to upgrade our house to be able to get a double bed. Did I already pet Leela? Oh, there we go. I was like, why didn't you let me pet her? You can pet your dog every day. It gives you the little heart. We have time to kill anyway, so I'll go fill up her water bowl as well. That's up here because she deserves it. There we go.
Of course.
You can kind of hear too, if you hear that little bonking, that's like the sound of her tail wagging. It's so adorable. I love it. Even now when I play the game, it like breaks my heart a little bit. Like, oh my gosh, I wish I could like actually pet you, and then I go pet my dog a little bit. But now we wasted up our energy bar, so now we're basically just going to be waiting around for the rest of the day. That's the cutscene that triggers to unlock the community center, but like I said, we're not touching the community center this run, so we will just go ahead and ignore that. Some fun things we can do while we're waiting around is you can be a little bit of a trash goblin here and snoop in people's trash cans, because we might get some good things out of there that could come in handy later. Because we got nothing else to do during this time, so might as well.
Well, then let me just mention, we do have that new bid war. So, of course, we chose the pupper for this run. But the run following this, it's another Stardew Valley. It's going to be the 4-player community center, the co-op. And you can decide with your donations whether we're going to eat Morris or spare Morris. And if, like me, you're maybe not sure what does that mean, I got a heads up. So so the idea is that at the end of getting to, the community center put together, reviving it, Morris was the person who had sort of the rival shop. And you get to decide what happens to him. And so Chat, you with your donations get to decide, do we kick Morris out and say, nah, get out of here? Or do we spare Morris and say, all right, fine, you can stick around? So you can donate, !donate, follow that Tiltify link, click the donate, and make sure to put those donations towards one of those options in the bid war so you can decide for that next run.
Personally, I'm a big proponent of the yeeting Morris because the cutscene really is a treat to watch. So,
Ooh. So there you go,
yeah.
chat. If you're not sure.
Yeah, I've completed the community center just in my casual files. I think I'm on currently, like, as far as casual playthroughs, I'm on like my third full playthrough of the game already. I feel like this game has so much replayability, in my opinion. I just feel like you just kind of get into a rhythm where, like, oh, I want to play Stardew again, and you just start over from the beginning. I'm going through a perfection farm. Oh, and there's our future husband walking by to the aforementioned Joja Mart because that's where he works, with his mom Jody. And we're almost hitting noon here as well, so we'll be heading in. But I just love this game, and to basically like 100% the game is called Perfection, but it takes many hours to do it. We're also going to be doing a little speedrunner strat here. Is by blocking a character's way, you can make them speed up to their place of destination a little bit faster. So that's what we did just there. And then I'm going to buy 2 pizzas. That way he gets there just a little bit faster. It's not too much, but a lot of times people do that to get Pam to her... Pam is the bus driver in town. Once we unlock the bus as part of the community center, if we want to go to the desert area. So sometimes people will put a chair in front of her house so that she speeds up to her bus stop in the morning. It's very amusing. We went ahead and gifted Sam right there. We also talked to him because you do get a little bit of points as well. And then at the end of each day, we're going to be passing out from exhaustion because that gets us to our house so quick. And so instead of walking all the way back home, we're already in our bed and continuing to sleep through the rest of the season. So we will have another big sleep fest here, going all the way until winter 1.
I just want to say, sounds like my life,
Yeah.
sleeping all day,
Yep.
passing out from exhaustion,
Yep. Very relatable. But yeah, speedrunning is definitely a big change from like playing casually, but it also it adds to the replayability for me, in my opinion, just because I'm playing this all the time now with speedrunning and everything, and also like still loving to play it casually as well. Although I will say my casual playthrough has changed a lot to be a lot more optimized, and I can't not play with animation canceling anymore. Like everything just seems so slow otherwise.
I understand.
Yes.
Not from Stardew Valley, but from other speedrun
Yes,
games.
no, I'm so sure it's the same across the board. So after this sleep chunk, we'll be playing through a good amount of winter, at least with the gifting. So we'll get to see, you kind of get to see the changes of the seasons through these speed runs very quickly, because normally you're not, that would be a big waste to sleep through all your days if you're just, you want to get the most out of each day. But for here, we're just trying to get in-game time to move as fast as possible, and this is the best way to do it. But it definitely makes navigating the farm a little bit more painful, as you'll probably see once we come out of this sleep fest, because everything will continue to grow, like all the trees and stuff, and it just makes it a whole big mess to try to axe through, basically.
Oh dear. Well, while we're sleeping, let me remind you, I know we have a bunch of people popping in, wishing Mel the best of luck. Not only are we donating for a great cause for Little Warriors, also you can put that money in towards that bid war that we were talking about. And if you donate at least once during this whole event, you can be entered for basically a raffle for prizes. One of the prizes is there are going to be game codes from Daisy Games, who is a solo indie developer specializing in puzzle games. They have styles ranging from retro to horror to chill and relaxing. Daisy Games has something for everyone. So if you enjoy challenging yet accessible puzzle games, you can check them out on Steam. And if you donate, you have a chance to win them. I don't think Stardew Valley is one of those games, but you can find some other cozy games to play as well.
I will add really quick. I know actually I'm not sure when it's ending, but I think this week is actually Stardew is actually on sale on
Ooh.
Steam. So if you don't have this game, I would highly recommend. And I believe the developer Concerned Ape was putting some money towards, I can't remember the name of the charity, but it was a charity for whales or ocean life or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it's something to do with that. So very
Nice.
cool to check out if you don't already have this game. It's also available on consoles as well. I first started playing it on the Switch myself. I did
Oh,
a
I love
yeah, I did a co-op playthrough with my husband, and we like 100%ed the game, so that was a lot of fun. This game is so fun to play multiplayer too.
Mhm. Which, by the way, chat, we have a multiplayer coming up after this run of
Yes.
Stardew Valley, so stick around.
All right, we finally made it towards our destination of when we want to be sleeping, and now I finally get to explain the fun that is winter forage farming. And I'm also going to skip this cutscene here. And also some of the extra little manips we'll be doing to get a little bit more friendship points. So this quest board right here in front of Piers, there's no little exclamation point, so nothing is posted today. But people can post, some of the villagers in town will post like help wanted ads for you to deliver them various like things, basically, in time, like any sort of item that you could get in the game they could ask for. So that you can get extra friendship points from that, and that always saves some time. And now we get to the weirdness that is winter forage farming. Basically, you'll see this little winter root popped up here after I tilled the ground a few times. These actually spawn in a very specific pattern. So we speedrunners have memorized this pattern and use that to get a bunch of winter forage. So we'll kind of just be repeating this pattern over and over again. So once we force that first one to spawn, it'll basically just keep repeating over and over again, as long as you're tilling the right places. So like that one, I missed slightly by one tile, so I didn't get anything. Basically, this pattern will stack. So once you kind of get it going, it's pretty easy to see where you have to till. It just gets a little complicated sometimes if you're trying, once you run out of room to the right here. So like here, we won't be able to get a full row on the next one. Here. Like we only got 8 there. So what we're going to do is going to shift over one, oops, until we get it to spawn again. And then we'll finish that row, and then we still didn't get a full 10. So we're going to do this again. And then continue to stack. And then we're going to shift again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then we'll shift again. Sometimes I worry about hitting those little wormy guys that popped up because you can get some cutscenes that pop up depending on what you get. And then this should be our first full row of 10 again. And it was. So then we'll go, I think there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm just going to eat one of these guys really quick. Because we'll have to wait for Gus's to open again to buy the rest of the pizzas that we're going to need for this run. So, like I said, we found last time he doesn't open till noon, so we have a little bit of time to kill yet. So as you can see, we've already accumulated quite a bit of these.
And to sell?
Yes, we'll be selling these for money. Yep. So I was just going to say, these winter roots are worth 70 gold each, and the snow yams are worth 90 gold each. And then it's about time, and I lost the pattern. here anyway, so we'll go head up to Pierre's. Oops. Let's not exhaust myself and have to do the walk of shame. Because if you go below like 0, you still have a couple more tills worth of energy, but you'll like start walking really slow. So there we go. Now we've got 11,000 gold. So what we'll be doing with this gold is we're gonna head over to Gus's and we'll wait. I'm just gonna try to get us exactly to how much we need to pass out. And there's Sam again. Actually, since he's right here, I'll go gift him right now. Here you go. It's your favorite thing. And we're still at 2 friendship hearts with Sam because of that birthday bonus we got last time. Right now that it's noon, Gus is already here today, so we don't have to wait for him to go. So I'm going to buy 15 pizzas, and then I'm going to spend the rest on coffees because that can give us some movement speed, which is nice when we're kind of traversing around town. It can help us go for the winter forage a little bit quicker. All right, so then I think I'm going to go and sleep till Thursday just to see if I can maybe force a quest to appear on that quest board I mentioned, because it ends up being about every other day. I believe the actual chance of one appearing each day is about 40%, if I recall correctly. I'm also going to pick up this holly over here, which we call this the holly strat in the industry. This holly makes you lose 52 energy every time you eat one, so it helps you pass out quicker. So instead of having to use your tool to get 52 energy worth of consumption, you can just eat that and pass out instantly. So there is a quest today. Unfortunately, it's for Clint. Oh, and I don't know why I accepted that, but I didn't mean to. We're not going to be doing that, but we would hope for a quest from Sam. It's kind of dependent on who you know in town, basically. So we try to not meet anybody else after we meet Sam. If you're really skilled, you can try to basically, for whatever reason, in this game, you usually automatically meet Robin and Lewis because it's part of like the intro cutscene to the game, which we did skip for time purposes. Oops. There we go. Okay. Sometimes you just lose the pattern in random spots like that, and you have to like think for a second of how many you're behind. So that's why it takes some focus sometimes. There we go. Looks like we picked it back up.
Nice.
But for whatever reason, even if you skip that cutscene, you don't officially meet Marnie and Lewis, or Robin and Lewis, I should say, who are, like I said, part of the introductory cutscene to the game, until you open your inventory, which seems random, but that's how the game is coded, basically. So sometimes you can try to manipulate by, like, not ever opening your inventory during the run. I'm not very good at that strat yet, basically because that means you can't rearrange the order of like your tools when you're starting out. So like I learned how to do this with this, like you just get so used to like muscle memory of where your tools are located in your inventory, and then it just gets so screwed up sometimes when you have to like slightly switch it up. So that is an option. I have not perfected that yet, but it definitely does help, because then if you don't open your inventory, the only person you'll know is Sam. So basically, a majority of the quests you get are for Sam, or whoever you're trying to marry.
Oh, nice.
But that's the great part of our kind of Stardew Valley community here, is you got a lot of people sharing tips and tricks like that. Here we go. See, there again, we kind of just lost the pattern for some reason, but usually if you go back a couple spaces in your pattern, you can usually pick it up pretty quick. And we're going for more money again. The things that we'll need money for, again, is the house upgrade, like I mentioned earlier. That costs 10,000 gold and 450 pieces of wood in order for Robin, the carpenter, to complete for you. And then we run out of energy, so we're going to go over and gift Sam. I also didn't drink my coffee for whatever reason, but next time we will drink that coffee and get that little movement speed buff. So that'll
You're
cost.
just
Yep, go ahead.
go ahead. I was just saying, you're just making sure everyone has more time to donate.
Yes, true, true, absolutely true. All right. Let me talk to you. Okay. And
And so I
then,
assume you can only like gift him once a day.
yes, so it's once a day and then a limit of 2 gifts per week.
Okay.
If you try to do it more than that, it'll pop up like, you've given him enough gifts already this week. And I'm like, no, but I love him. Let me give you more gifts, please. So we'll just be gifting twice a week and once per day. You can kind of cheese it sometimes. If you gift 2 times per week before their birthday, you can give the 2 gifts plus a gift on their birthday, which is kind of nice. You get a little bit of a boost there. But we don't really utilize that too much during this run, just the way the scheduling works out.
Makes
Yep.
sense.
So we're gonna go out again. I'm gonna pick up that holly again and also drink our little coffee. Yummy, yummy. So we're gonna see if we got a quest today. We do, and let's see if it's something we like. Marnie's asking for a red mullet, and I do not want to give something to Marnie, unfortunately for Marnie. Joja Cola would be useful. A lot of the stuff they request, a lot of the stuff like you can randomly get in the trash can, so that's why I like to check the trash cans. Oh, and we got it right away that time. That feels good. And then the other thing we need money for as well is our actual engagement ring, so you say. It's called the Mermaid's Pendant in this game, in this universe. Basically, how it's explained when you get to that level with someone. The Mayor Lewis will send you a letter saying, hey, like, you're getting to know people in town, you're building a relationship with someone. Here in this town, you must give them a mermaid's pendant if you want to get married. They'll know exactly what it means. And in order to buy the mermaid's pendant, you'll need 5,000 gold to actually be able to buy it. And also, it'll be on this area of the beach that we can't unlock currently. And there'll be like an old mariner that appears on rainy days only to sell you this mermaid's pendant. So we'll have to unlock this little bridge here, which costs 300 wood. So that's the other source of wood that we need for this run. I'm gonna drink another coffee here. And then we'll have to hope that we get a pretty quick rainy day once we get to that point in the run. And then we'll just keep going. There we go.
While you're doing a little more winter foraging, can I read a donation?
Yes, absolutely.
We have 15 Canadian dollars from Logarithm. It says, for the kids less than 3. Thank you so much for that donation. And that went towards Yeeting Morris.
Awesome.
So currently, Yeet Morris is in the lead by 15 Canadian dollars. But that means maybe if you're here, chat, you want to see this 4-player community center run coming up after this, and maybe you want to spare Morris, get your donations in. Or maybe you want to make sure that Morris is yeeted, put your donations towards that too. Either way.
Absolutely. Yeah, Logarithm is one of my Twitch moderators. Her name is Alexa. So, Alexa, thank you so much for donating. I appreciate it. All right. And the number of items. Oop, I almost gifted that to Jody. That would have been a little upsetting, but it's fine. I'll give Sam his pizza. And then the number of items we're going for to get the money we need, we're looking to have about 90 of each. So we went a little bit overboard, but that's okay. We have some insurance money at least. So we're set for all the money we need for the whole run, which is nice. That way we don't have to worry about it too much at the end. And then that was our first gift of the week. I couldn't remember if we had gifted him twice that week. So we get to give him one more gift this week. So now we'll switch back over to... gonna put some stuff in my chest here. I'm gonna take those back. And we'll switch back over to chopping trees for all of our free time. Until we've got enough.
So now you're working on getting the wood for that bridge.
Yes, so we're getting the wood for the bridge and for the house upgrade as well.
Oh yes.
From Robin.
And I hear the pupper.
I hear the pupper whooping. Woof woof.
I do have to say the sound design on this game, both the music and like the actual sound,
is
just great.
It is incredible. Like it still baffles me. Like I still can't believe that like one person developed this whole game. It's absolutely insane to me, but it's absolutely become one of my favorite games of all time. And he's working on a sequel right now as well as one, I believe it's one final update to this game, update 1.6. So he's got some things in the works as well. So I'm very excited for his next game, which will be called Haunted Chocolatier. It sounds like it's going to be about like you're in a town. It sounds like it's going to be similar to the Stardew, or like in the same universe as Stardew Valley. And you'll be like a chocolatier making chocolates. So I'm very excited for when that game's going to come out. It doesn't have a release date yet, so sometimes soon in the next couple years, I would assume, we'll get to see that gem. So I'm very excited for that. And then it looks like we do have another quest that popped up here, so let's see. Marnie, this would have been a really good quest for Sam, because that's what we just spent, 20 minutes hoeing up on the beach, was the winter roots, but unfortunately Marnie's the one asking for it. Which is upsetting. Shane here is actually one of the more popular marriage candidates for speedruns, because he comes out of his house really early, like he's already out and about in town at 8:20 a.m. And he also has a pretty early birthday, so he's usually the more popular marriage candidate. But I like to run all of like the other ones too, because they're very fun. Penny is one of my favorites to run. She was which actually Penny's right here. Going to read under her tree. I love Penny. Penny was the first speedrun that I ever did of this game, so will always hold a little special place in my heart. And we're gonna deliver Sam some pizza in bed at 9 a.m. Because who wouldn't want to eat pizza in bed at 9 a.m? That kind of sounds nice. Alright, we get to use the holly strat to pass out here.
What made you choose to do the marriage to Sam?
Just because I was trying to get my toes into like all the marriage candidates, basically. So I've run Penny, Sebastian, Sam, and Emily. I think that's everybody that I've run so far that I can think of. Pierre's trying to come and harass us at our doorstep, but we're gonna skip that. Trying to get us to buy more stuff from him. Guess what, buddy? Your wish will not come true. We have one 200 gold bouquet that we're gonna buy from him eventually when we want to start dating Sam, and that's all we're gonna ever buy from Pierre. Otherwise, he's just gonna buy from us. But overall, speedrunning has been a lot of fun. I have finally attempted some community center runs myself as well. And it is a whole other beast from like these shorter marriage runs. There's so much to think about and everything. I've only got one completed attempt so far, and it took me 5.5 hours.
Oh boy.
That was a very long night. And that was, I think, after I had a run go like an hour in that died too. So I was streaming for like 7 hours just to finish one run. It was a little nuts. Hi, Leela. Give a little pet there. Hi, Leela, little pants.
Everyone say hi to the pupper.
Hi, Leela. Okay. So we're doing pretty good on wood. We're about halfway there. I think we're like almost exactly halfway. If I can do very quick math in my head. No quest today, that's alright. but we can continue to be a trash goblin. I ran this a couple weeks ago just to get some practice in. And I had like the most random things happen in my run. The first run I did, I got the living hat, which if you don't know Stardew Valley, this hat has a 1 in 1,000 chance of dropping when you destroy a fiber or like a weed on the farm. And literally the first one I tore down, like at the very beginning of the run, dropped the living hat. So I was like losing my mind there a little bit, which was really funny. And then the second run I did that day, there's also a hat you can get from the trash can called the trash, like it's just called the trash hat, I think. Which is also very rare to get. So it was very funny to have that happen 2 days in a row. But obviously, for both of those, we wore the hat the rest of the run and got married in it, so that made it more fun at least.
Of course.
Yes.
You have to, right?
Right, and we got level 2 foraging, so that's always nice. And because usually when you pass out, you lose half your energy. But because we leveled up, we actually regained full energy, so we could go out right away again this day. And take advantage of that. Oops. Gonna give Leela a pet again.
Hi, Leela.
How could you not? She's literally right there.
No, and she's so cute.
I know. Ruff, ruff. It's really cute, like when we usually never get to nighttime in these speedruns here, but it's really cute at nighttime when they curl up in your bed. At the end of the day, it's absolutely so adorable.
Yeah, I know it's not a thing, but like I feel like there should be like some sort of casual version of speedrunning just so people who don't know the game can see how cute it is.
Yes. Oh shoot, and that's okay, we can drink this little coffee here. I accidentally slowed myself because I was a little too overzealous. But coffee recouped just enough energy to be able to move fast again. And I'm just gonna let that slide. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times lately, like, especially now that I've run through the game a couple times, like on my newer, like, perfection file that I'm working on, we kind of call it, like, a lot of people will say, like, oh, we're doing a speed walk of this game. Not a speed run, but just trying to do it more efficient. Marnie is really being needy on this quest board today, and I don't know why. Just does not want to give us any quests. That's okay, like you said, she is making the run longer for us at least.
Yes. More gaming, yes. More marathon, more time for donations.
Exactly. Typically in speedruns, like completing one of those quests will save you 1 day of gifting because you'll get 150 friendship points. And normally from 1 day of gifting, we'll get 100 friendship points. So then if we get 2 of those quests, that totals up to 300 additional points, so that would negate 3 days of gifting, which is a big time save. Also, I don't know why I'm wandering out here instead of waiting right outside the door. Excuse me, Vincent. Here's your bed, Pizza Sam. Ran out of hollies this time, so we'll have to pass out manually. There we go. There is a slight financial cost to passing out, but we kind of like intentionally leave our money pretty low so that we don't have to really worry about it. Basically, you'll lose like 10... Oh, I'm out of the bed because I'm not looking at my game. I think that was twice. Okay. There we go. Just making sure that I gifted twice this week like I was supposed to. But you lose about 10% of your funds every time you pass out, up to 1,000 G, but because we're intentionally very low on money, we basically lose like, 10 gold every time. So it's not really a big deal for us. And then the gifting resets on Sundays, so once we hit Sunday, we can go ahead and restart the process again today. And this week is a special week in Stardew Valley. It's Christmas time. Or in Stardew Valley, it's known as the Feast of the Winter Star, is like the Christmas holiday. which can be an opportunity for us to get some more friendship points if we get very, very lucky. So on the morning of the 25th, we'll go through and read our mail and see, because basically the whole town does like a Secret Santa sort of thing, or a secret friend, as they call it, and you get a letter in the mail to see who you're going to gift to. And you get a pretty good bonus for gifting someone a gift for Feast of the Winter Star. You get a 5 times bonus. So if that works out, I've only had it happen in one speedrun ever, where it happened to be the person that you were befriending, because it can be out of everybody in the whole town.
I was going to ask, is that one for everyone in the town?
Yes, it could be anybody in the town, and it's basically pretty random because it's not really even seeded. It's like you can't really manipulate it even in a seeded run to decide who you're gonna get. I think it's based on something in the code, like that's your multiplayer ID. Okay, we're finally getting a quest for Sam. Unfortunately, he's asking for a pike, which is a type of fish that's kind of harder to catch, especially when we're at very low fishing difficulty, as we are. So we're gonna pass on that quest just because it's not really gonna be worth our time. Like, I would be spending way too long just trying to catch our fish. If you've ever played the fishing minigame in Stardew Valley, you'll know, because it can be a little hard to catch on to at first, because you're basically like in the minigame, like having a little bar like hover over the fish that goes up and down. So like some of these harder difficulty fish will go up and down like crazy, and if you have no fishing level, your green bar is like super, super tiny. So not ideal for catching a fish quickly. But you can get random fish coming out of these trash cans, so that's one of the reasons why we check the trash cans as often as we do, because you could get lucky. There we go, and we got our achievement that we've got a new friend, so that means we've got to 5 friendship points with Sam, or 5 friendship hearts, I should say. There we go. And we're getting so close to all the wood we need. We might only need another day or 2 of tree chopping, which is nice. All right. We've made a little bit of a dent, at least, in this farm. In all the trees, although the rest of the farm is still pretty covered. It's not too much of a hassle in this run, but there are some other runs where you kind of need to go back and forth to various different parts of the farm that the maneuvering and navigation around kind of is a little bit of a hassle. And look at that, we're done. We got our 750 pieces.
Yay!
So we can forget about tree chopping for the rest of this time.
I was gonna say, so is the manual labor done for this
yes.
run?
The manual labor is done. We will still be like passing out every day. We'll just be doing it like outside of his house basically every time. All right. Let's see what we got on the quartz. We have some energy. Let's go for it. Quartz we could get from the mines. Let's do a fun little gamba here. See if we get lucky. The mine.
Alright, chat, what do you think? Are we gonna get quartz?
Let's see. Quartz is pretty common in the mine, so that one I don't feel as bad. Yes, Zach. Now we will begin the standing outside all morning holding pizza phase of the speed run. That's the funniest part of this run. All right. We got our sword. We're ready. We're going in. This is where I can really show off my animation canceling skills, where you can notice a big difference. Maybe if I can get it correct. Basically, we're looking for a ladder so that we can move forward, and they will appear under... Oh, and I skipped the geode cutscene. That's super good. And we got a quartz. Hell yeah, let's go.
Nice.
And a cave carrot. Skip that for later. Usually when you pick up a geode, which you can get like artifacts or minerals out of if you process them at the blacksmith, you get like a little cutscene of you holding up the geode and be like, oh, you got a geode, congrats. But because I went down the ladder right when it went into my inventory, it skipped it, so that was cool. And this is like kind of the situation that we want for these quests is like, we're only a little bit past 9 a.m., but we're saving a whole day's worth of waiting outside his house till 9 a.m. So like we're still netting a good time save here, which always feels good. So we get to walk through town, proudly holding up our quartz in the air. And that's where the coffees can help sometimes too, just because the mines is a little bit of a trek away from a lot of people's houses. So here you go, Sam. I've been waiting for you to ask for something, and here you go. Oops. I don't want to know what's inside your dresser drawer. I just want to give you this pizza and this quartz. We had a little bit more leftover energy here. I did also pick up this cave carrot, which might be helpful. Like, that would be really lucky if we got another quest from him in the future asking for a cave carrot. Then we wouldn't have to go back in the mines for that. And then we also are about to have a flash warning, just so you know, because on the 25th right here, I will be going to read my mail, which is a lot of flashing between screens just to see if we get this Feast of the Winter Star notice here. So the flash warning is going to begin in 3, 2, 1, go. We have like a whole year's worth of letters to read. All right, you are safe. You're all safe. And we're going to go read our letter. Our secret friend is Marnie. Marnie's really obsessed with us, this file. I don't know why we're getting so many Marnie quests.
Marnie's upset that she wasn't chosen.
If only you could marry Marnie actually marry in the game. You can get mods for it, but in the plot of this game, she's engaged with someone else, I'll say, which is juicy. I'm gonna go talk to Leela. And then, yeah, basically, we don't have anything else to do. We can just go straight to Sam's house. Maybe get a quest in if he asks for it. Marnie's attempting the player marriage percent run exactly. Alright, we did get one more quest. Let's see. Willie. No thank you, Willie. Actually, what I'm gonna do... I have some free time. Oh, I have my wood on me already. I'm gonna go back and grab some of my winter foraging. I'll actually go initiate the house upgrade today. Because I think we've only got about one more day of gifting after today. So I'll just go take care of that today. While we have time.
And then does it take like a day before it is upgraded?
I believe it takes 3 days is how long it takes, like 3 in-game days for Robin to build it. So we still had a little bit of time. Like we could have, if we weren't had all the wood yet, we could have waited a little bit longer, but I just kind of like to get it over with sometimes.
Makes sense.
All right, I'm going to drink this coffee just so I can get there faster. Or actually, I have to go to Pierre's first. I'm thinking I have to go straight to Robin's, but no. We'll just wait here. But this way I can at least get through my tool animations faster. Because we still want to sink down our energy levels. Get to hear my lovely spaceboard slamming. Spacebar.
I don't know. I feel like using a pickaxe on a cobble road is probably not the best.
Sometimes you get stuck in unfortunate situations where like you'll be waiting outside someone's house, like and you'll be doing it in front of the door, and then someone walks out in the middle of you pickaxing, and you're like, you better be careful and watch out there. Maybe we shouldn't like pickaxe in people's ways because that might be a little bit dangerous. All right. Also, what I'm going to do here is talk to Pierre so that we know him. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to sell this stack right here. And then that'll give us the little bit over $10,000 that we need for this house upgrade. And the talking to Pierre will be important because one of the other quests you get to like start the game is to meet everybody in town. And actually for completing that quest, you get 100 friendship points with everybody in town. So that's another way we can kind of get some early friendship points. And now, I probably should have gifted Sam while we were in town earlier. But that's okay. We'll just drink one more coffee. Get there faster.
It's all right. It just means
Yep.
I can mention a little bit about what we're here for.
Yes, exactly.
So, just a reminder, or maybe you're just joining us for this cozy run, we are here benefiting Little Warriors. Little Warriors is a national charitable organization focused on the awareness, prevention, and treatment of child sexual abuse. We also advocate on behalf of and with child sexual abuse survivors. Little Warriors programs include many things, including a specialized intensive treatment program for children and teens who've been sexually abused at the Little Warriors Be Brave Ranch, a bridge community program to educate all children and youth on a variety of topics for their overall mental health and well-being. And coming soon, adults who are sexually abused as children will finally have a place to receive intensive treatment at our Lighthouse, an intensive adult treatment center. And if you want to find out more information about Little Warriors, you can type !info or !charity in chat. Or I saw Pacific put it in chat, !donate to donate. And I see we're no longer in winter.
Yes, we're in springtime now. Now that we're in springtime, we saw someone come up to our door earlier, who is actually Sam's father, but he's a new character that gets introduced once you hit year 2. He was away in the military for the first year of the game, so now he's a new character that's moved back to town. So he just comes over and introduces himself, which again can sometimes mess us up a little bit, which is why I tried to do the quest boarding stuff mostly in year 1, because you have to meet him. If you leave your house anytime after year 2 begins, you have to meet him. Like there's no way around it. So here he is right now. See, he leaves his house early, so I'm like, I better get out of the way so I don't accidentally waste time talking to him. But you have to meet him no matter what if you leave your house, so can mess up your pool a little bit. And then I exhausted myself too much. But at least I had these in my inventory so that we didn't have to do the walk of shame all the way. It's only a short walk, so that wouldn't have been too bad, but it still feels bad. And then we're just going to kind of check our total. So we are at 6 hearts of friendship right now. So like I said, I believe this will be our last day of gifting like this. And then we'll be sleeping for a little bit to another festival in the game called the Flower Dance, which is a fun little festival as well. All of the marriage candidates kind of get together and do a fun little dance. And if you have enough friendship points with any of the candidates, you can ask them to be your dancing partner, and that gives you a full heart of friendship. So that's very valuable.
Nice.
Easy way to get, basically 3 gifts in with one day of going out. So we love to take advantage of those. But you need to have 4 hearts with the person to be able to dance with them, so that's why we can't really take advantage of that in year 1.
Makes
but
sense.
Now that we're at 6 hearts, we are there. All right, good morning, Sam household.
Morning pizza.
Morning pizza. Yummy, yummy. This pizza that I bought like a year ago is somehow, that's been in my pocket this whole time, is still fresh enough, I guess. And that little buzz right there means our house is upgraded. So now you see we got a little bit of an extra room, and we now have a double bed. So there's somewhere for our partner to sleep once they move in with us, once we're married.
Are you sleeping with the pizza over your head?
I am sleeping with the pizza over my head because that's how I passed out, apparently. So, oh, and we actually, I don't know if you heard that little hoot hoot going there, but that's actually a random overnight event that can happen. So if you ever hear that little hoot hoot owl playing overnight, that means an owl statue has spawned somewhere on the farm. So maybe we can, if it's spawned close by, maybe we can take a peek at it and see. Surprisingly, we didn't get too many overnight events in this file. I've had some files where like I've had all 4 events that can possibly happen to you happen, which
Oh
basically for
boy.
these speed runs is basically just automatic time loss
Oh, and I
because
saw
they
Lila
there's
there at
Leah.
the foot of the bed
Yep, she
briefly.
stays the dogs will stay inside when it's raining usually, so she kind of
Oh,
curls up either on the rug or on the bed. And the flower dance is on the 24th of spring, so we are about almost there. And then we'll be doing one more day of gifting. I forgot that Sam is a little bit different. Because normally kind of the layout for marriage runs is usually you're either going to be getting to 8 hearts at the flower dance or 10 hearts, depending on kind of when their birthday falls. For Sam, his birthday is pretty close after the flower dance, so we would just go aim to be at 10 hearts on his birthday, so then 8 hearts at the flower dance. And normally we would want to buy the bouquet to be able to ask him out on his birthday as well. But again, because I mentioned earlier, because Pierre's is closed on Wednesdays, we can't do that. So we will gift for one day after, and then theoretically we should have enough points to have 8 hearts, and then we'll go buy the bouquet that day so that we'll have it all ready to go and we don't have to worry about going to Pierre's. So we've now hit
oh
the
boy.
flower dance day.
It has very overgrown again.
Yes. It really is. Winter, everything kind of stays a little bit stagnant, but once you get into like spring, summer, and fall again, it really just picks up exponentially, it seems like.
Makes sense.
And the flower dance is actually in this forest part of town. There is an exit to the farm. Like I could have just tried to navigate through all the debris on the farm, but going this way is just so much quicker and easier. So we'll just sit here and wait a little bit until the festival will open, which is at 9 a.m.
All right, then I will remind everyone. Of course, we still have a little bit more on this run, but the next run is also Stardew Valley. It's going to be that 4-player community center, and you can decide for the ending, are they going to yeet Morris or are they going to spare Morris? And currently, Yeet Morris is in the lead with 15 Canadian dollars to 0 Canadian dollars. So if you want to spare Morris, it's pretty close. Or maybe you want to make sure Morris is yeeted. Either way, you can get your donations in.
And you'll see.
I know I've heard a lot of people saying yeet him.
Yes. You'll see that Shane is actually sprinting through here because apparently I was standing right in his path. So that made him do that little speed up that I mentioned earlier. So that's always kind of funny. They'll also do that like sometimes if like random forage or debris will pop up like in NPC's routes, you'll see them do like a little grumble like emote that pops up overhead, and they'll just destroy it altogether. So like if a nice little flower happened to spawn in their pathing, it'll just get destroyed.
Oh,
or like furniture and chests will sometimes happen to that too. So like you could lose everything that's in a chest if you happen to place it like in an NPC's path.
Oh no.
And that would be tragic. All right, and we did get the little message that the flower dance has begun.
Yay.
And it's 9 a.m. And we get this fun little... We'll get some fun music here that comes up too, so... because everybody is here at the flower dance, this is a very easy place to get that talk to everybody %. So we're going to talk to Emily, Caroline, Clint, Robin, Demetrius, Jody. Kent does not count for this quest. Leah, Elliot, Shane, Pam, Willie, Gus, and then here's Sam. And then we'll ask Sam to be our partner. Sebastian, Abigail, We have our two children in town, Jazz and Vincent. They're absolutely adorable. Evelyn and Gus. Or not Gus, George. I'm getting my G names mixed up. Harvey, Maru, Penny, Linus. We love Linus. Marnie. And then we got the little journal updated, so we know that we got everybody. And then we can talk to Mayor Lewis to get that started. And then we get this very lovely scene of us dancing incredibly offbeat compared to everybody else. No one bothered to teach us how to do this dance, I guess.
I was gonna say, also everyone else is like matching
I know,
dress-wise, except for you.
we never get to match the outfits unless you purposely get dressed up ahead of time. But we don't really have access to many other clothes besides just the starting clothes, so that's okay.
I see what you mean.
Yes.
Very cute.
It's very, very cute. That was fun. Time to go home. All right. And then Sam's coming to talk to us. Oh, we must have hit 8 hearts already with Sam. If he's coming, yep, we did already hit 8 hearts. So we honestly don't even need to talk to him today. We just need to go buy the bouquet. So we probably could have avoided the talking to everybody and just dance with him. But sometimes it gets, when you have the quests, and it kind of sometimes throws off the math a little bit. So, but I always like to err on the side of caution. I don't know why I'm checking the quest board either.
I think we were talking yesterday about, most speedrunners aren't the best with math. Some are, but a lot of us aren't.
We have a lot of people that are amazing at math and knowing the tech stuff in the Stardew Valley community. The Valiant Son, aka Jess, is someone who's like very well known for their math abilities. They are very good math. They're a very good math person. But if you guys are ever interested in learning anything with Stardew Valley speedrunning, it's not a very maybe it seems intimidating for speedrunning a lot of games, but like we have a really awesome Discord for Stardew Valley speedrunning. So if you ever have any questions about what runs you should do or just questions about any of the runs, that's definitely the place to go. Yeah, it's a great community. I love being here. Today also would have been a good day if we were going for marriage today, this would have been a good day because it rained right after the flower dance, so we could have just gone right away if we had 10 hearts, but because we routed on the birthday. We would really like to see rain on his birthday, but we kind of just have to wait and see to see if we get lucky enough. Otherwise, we'll have to gift him on his birthday to get to that 10 hearts and then wait for another rain day and then buy the mermaid's pendant and all that. But once we get there, we can explain it a little more. Piers is almost open, at least.
How much time would you say you think left in the run?
I would say about like 10-ish minutes or so.
Okay. So y'all heard her. We only have 10 more minutes. Get your donations in. I mean, I know that the Yeeting Morris and Sparing Morris bid war doesn't have to close right away, but we still want to get those donations in, right?
Absolutely. There's Leela again curled up on her little rug.
I know every time I see the pupper, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Does the cat do the same thing?
The cat does the same thing, yeah.
Aw.
They have slightly different like animations and stuff for like obviously the cat doesn't do like the tail wagging thing or the panting or anything like that because cats don't really do that in real life either. But they'll like pounce on stuff around the farm. Ooh!
Aww.
And here's another random event. If you heard that little alien sound, We've got an alien that landed on our farm now. So that's fun. That one's a very rare one that can only happen once per save file.
Oh, wow.
So that one's one of the more rare ones. So we can see after the run if we can find that little capsule on our farm. Aliens. Yes, aliens.
Bailey just wanted a shout out.
Yeah. Basically, like when that lands on your farm, it'll be like a little capsule that's kind of buzzing, and then after a while, you'll find the capsule just broke open. So the alien has escaped basically into the town. So there's like a very rare chance, like when you're going into different screens, that you can see the alien scurry across like for a split second. I've never seen it in real life, but I've seen it in other people's playthroughs. Oh my god, we have so much rain here. Can we please get rain on the 17th? Oh, of course not. All that rain, but no on the day we actually wanted it. Okay, we think we're good. We'll probably go fix the bridge today while we're out and about. With our farm as overgrown as it is, I'll be surprised if we can find it. I'm surprised that there's room for it to even spawn, because part of like the calculations of if you're gonna get it or not is if there's space on the farm for it to land.
It's interesting.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna use this to fix this bridge ahead of time. And over here is where the old mariner will spawn once we get a rain day here. And your order of operations here is very important when it comes to gifting. Basically, you need to give the bouquet, because if you go into the menu right now, you'll see the last 2 hearts are blocked off because they're like a marriage candidate. So you need to give this bouquet to unlock those last 2 hearts. So if you gift them first and then give them the bouquet, then you won't have gotten the 10 hearts that we need to get. And that's not ideal, to say the least. So I always repeat in my head when I'm leading up to, I'm like, okay, bouquet and then gift. Bouquet and then gift.
So how many times have you accidentally given the gift before?
I've done it a couple times, I will say. I've done it a couple times. It feels pretty bad.
Yeah.
At least it depends. You still have a couple days of gifting after that to make up for it too, so it is kind of a run killer. Maybe if you're like just learning the run, you would probably still go for it, but I would probably reset it at that point. I've done it too, where when I'm bringing a gift to someone, I have now had it a habit to have all the gifts in my inventory to avoid this from happening, but I've definitely had it where instead of gifting the gift to the person, I've accidentally eaten it right in front of them. And then I had nothing left in my inventory.
Oh, no.
And it's just like so dumb. All right, and now we got the best friends achievement, which means we are maxed out friendship with Sam. So now all we got to do is wait for a rain day. Yeah, oh, perfect. We got an immediate rain day. Of course, it rained on all the surrounding days except for the actual day that we wanted it to rain. So we'll just have to wait for piers to open in order to sell these winter roots. I kind of panicked for a second because I was like, oh my god, I didn't ship my winter roots, but it's Thursday, so it's fine. He's open.
All right, well, while we're waiting for piers to open, I'll mention the other set of prizes we have, if you donate at any point during Prevent-A-Thon, you'll be entered for raffle for prizes. I mentioned Daisy Games earlier. You can also get a code for Trifox, which is a colorful twin stick shooter inspired by classic platformers like Crash Bandicoot. You get to embark on a journey straight out of Saturday morning cartoons to defeat the evil villain and his minions and get your TV remote back. Featuring 3 classes, Warrior, Mage, and Engineer. There's a playstyle for everyone. You can check out Trifox on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. And if you donate, you might just win it for free. So, another reason to donate? Definitely.
Absolutely. Who doesn't love free things?
Definitely. And that money, of course, is going towards the good cause of little warriors as well. Oh no,
The
now you're gonna have
pizza,
wet
yeah,
pizza.
wet pizza, wet soggy pizza.
Oh yes, thank you. And Pacific put in chat the donate link. And also, of course, uh, Little Warriors is a Canadian-based charity. So all the donations through Tiltify are in Canadian dollars, which means like if you're in the US or somewhere else, there's that conversion rate, which might mean, if you're donating 20 Canadian dollars, maybe it's a little less in your country. So, you can keep that in mind too.
Absolutely. I do a lot of Canadian stuff at my work. So even though I work in the US, I do a lot of Canadian dollar stuff. So I feel like I always have to think about the exchange rate sometimes.
Yeah, I know yesterday we were talking about it like in chat. It was like, oh yeah, what is the exact rate? And so we looked it up for you. So that's why there's now the
Perfect.
exclamation mark
Perfect.
rate in chat.
And we have now
Mermaid
acquired
shell.
the mermaid's pendant, which is this beautiful little seashell necklace. And we're going to go over, we're going to give it to Sam. It would be great if he was outside for this moment. We could have a beautiful proposal in the rain. But instead, it'll be in his bedroom. And we'll have the ceremony in 3 days' time, and he will plan everything.
So nice of him.
Yes.
Well,
There
as
we
we're
go.
getting close to the end, I just want to mention, remember, we have, of course, that the bid war still coming up, and I know, Mel, you think we should yeet
I
Morris
think you
or
should
spare Morris?
absolutely eat Morris. He deserves it. And then we're at the wedding. Sam looks very cute. And as I mentioned, time will be ending on the kiss. So Lewis is doing his little ceremony. Everyone in town is here. And that's time.
No,
We get a little
yeah.
celebration. I love that Marnie like always cheers like this. It's such a cute animation. But we did it. Life is going to be different now on, but the future looks bright. And the music is always just great. And then immediately we get this cutscene from Demetrius because we've earned over 25,000 gold. And he would like to ask us what to put in our little farm cave, which we have never seen the light of day through all these trees. But here's Sam. I always like to end my runs with one final gift.
Aww.
Wedding was wonderful. Can't forget about the farm. Time to get to work. And we can give him a little kiss every day once we're married. It's very cute. And your spouse will also put in a little room in their house. So Sam puts in his little computer and he's into music. So he's got his guitar and piano and everything. So fun little room. But that's Sam
Yay.
marriage percent.
Super cute.
Yes.
I know you did some shout outs during the run. Any you want to do now?
I think that I talked about pretty much everything about this run. I stream a lot of Stardew speedruns over on Twitch at MelMel1997. So would love if you checked me out in the future and keep donating towards this charity because this charity is an awesome cause. And I'm just super happy that I got to be a part of this event. It was a lot of fun.
Definitely. Thank you so much for that run. It was so cute and so cozy, and I'm super glad I was able to be here with you for
Awesome. Yeah, it was great talking with you this whole time. You were kept
it.
my nerves down for sure.
Well, great.